Good contrast again. Goofy versus regular in the heat with Ramsey and Seth. That's the priority heat. Now we've got two guys that are compared to a bit. You know, Crosby has flashes of like a young J.Smith. Love that he's still committed to chasing that dream this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to see Jordy. There he is there, just quick in and out. But 18 years on the tour, I believe, and he wants 20 in a row. So, you know, he is one of the senior members of the men's tour.
And now he's got a lot of strengths in his surfing that might even outshadow his big brother.
Yeah, he's got some very big, intense moves. This is Jords up and riding.
Just rolling in, checking out a wave. The veteran of the tour is now starting to swing. Nice casual snaps down the line for Jordy, just keeping the motion going, tight in the pocket, and just putting it all together on a small little one-footer.
Really shallow there.
He was willing to go on any set that came his way, and really proved that he's one of the hardest charging athletes on tour. As we watch the footwork here of J.Smith again.
Yeah, just almost a little starter for Jordy, just to get the feet in the wax, start to get that rhythmic motion on the back end, some nice spicy little turns down the line. It's not going to be a huge score.
And I think the big thing coming from Morocco is that, oh wow, he's got one of the best backhands in the world. But when you finally get to the main stage, you get to show everybody what everyone else knows around you. And he made that crazy finals day at Chopes when it was absolutely bombing and playing fun games with his crew, and they travel. He's just got that charm that always reminds us a little bit of hockey.
Yeah, he does. Fun-loving nature for sure. Always looking for the good times. George's up again on an insider.
Representing Durban, South Africa. Two-time world runner-up, getting going down the line. Smaller wave here, but he just likes the wall on it, and he's staying active while Crosby's dropping anchor. And just throwing the tail out casually. The big man throws down a backside air reverse.
At North Point in WA, one of the biggest ever.
That was enormous. One of the best combos I think ever laid down. A gigantic alley-oop to follow a big pit. Small little running wall, but he's been enjoying it and was able to kind of spice up the finish a little bit, Rick.
Yeah, like Ramsey, one of the biggest surfers on tour, comes to this little inside section, gets a little backside road, and gets to the finish. So down at eye level here, you can see there wasn't too much projection, and to be hypercritical.
And has given Griffin pretty much everything. His dad's a lifeguard on the beach. He's out there with his family surfing. And he almost came up with a world title last year. So Griff and Crosby are in the water together in opposite heats. They've done this before. As we watch J.Smith commit to this wave. Wrapping turn, speed run down the line. Section off the top for the big man. He steps off. Just talking numbers, Rick. Just those little running lefts he's been enjoying in the non-priority side of his heat. Nothing out of the fours.
Colapinto is the name that comes to my mind, of course. Inspiring these guys and really helping them to get where they are today. It looks like Cros is going to have a look at this one.
Crosby setting up this one. You can see that ledge showing up. When it's a bit bigger, you can see guys get shacked on the takeoff on the lower tide. But the smaller southwest we have today is making it just a nice little takeoff spot, and then to start belting sections down the line. Super smooth, has a lot of range with that tall, lanky frame, and Crosby's putting together an aggressive climb. Really wanted to surf that section up. Ends up losing control. The asterisk on that screen means he's got this score to lock in. Just a fade to start, Rick.
Yeah, big body torque swoop. Just staying with it until this wave hits these inside ledges, and now Cros starts to wind up on the back end. Great body extension, really bringing a lot of sort of power and movement into these turns. Comes down the line here, throws it up vertical, and then comes unstuck. And then behind him, this was Jordy. So Jordy just S-turning, just patiently waiting for the wave to build up. Now it starts to go. Jordy winds up. Quick snap to start off. Bit more body extension, streaking down the line, projection floaters, and just like Cros, overextends on the final maneuver.
Al Cleland Sr. often travels alongside his son. He's present here in New Zealand. Had a fun career as a pro surfer, even got shots in Surfer Magazine. Back when you would send your photos to your sponsors. And then also George coming off the greatest moment of his career at stop number 2, winning his first major championship tour event. Rolling into this one is J.Smith. He gets a little sticky on the carve, but it could have more wall down the line, so he still looks interested. Needs a 5.31 for the lead. Smith loading up. Chuck tail into reverse. He's able to get that move and quickly back to the top to combo it up. Yeah, these guys working hard for those ramps, aren't they? They're not just those big, giant sections that they're typically looking for. It's coming down the line where they're really hoping for speed against this cross-shore chop. Jordy pulling off one on a shorter ride. Al Cleland as well.
And then throw the board back up in the lip. So great combination there for Al.
And now running down the line is Crosby Colapinto in the priority heat with J.Smith. Covering some ground with those backhand carves. Then to the lip line to crush it right there. Well-timed turns. He's putting a lot together on this one-footer. He's a big guy, but he is so mobile down the line.
And when he does, it creates a really explosive moment. Let's have a look here. So big body torque cut back, just check turns to get into the spot. Waiting for this wave to really stand up through the inside. Now he starts to drive for speed. The stance widens a little, gets to that kind of balanced fighting position on the board. And through this inside, tags it there, really connects with that lip. And again, and then a third. So a series of, 3 little punches.
Jordy knows he's got to take on something here. 10 seconds to go. It's not really pushing him yet, but you never know when it can grow down the line. He needs a 5.78, so Jordy's just going to hang in there. Tough wave to surf. Didn't have a ton of opportunities with wave height, and the longest serving member of the championship tour gets knocked out by Crosby. Crosby gets his first win over J.Smith. And we'll move into round 3.
Crosby, well done, mate. Job done. A couple of big bodies going at it at the bottom of the tide there. How hard was it to identify a good one?
Oh my gosh, it was so hard, especially like going on the low tide. Is just out the back would break, and then there would be a full flat section. You kind of have to just stay with the whitewash and wait for it to form up and almost hope and pray that it would like give you an actual wall on the inside. And even like Griffin got a 7 in his under priority heat, so it was pretty hard to tell. But I think Jordy and I were like a pretty similar match, both kind of tall, and I think like for me, my front hand is a little more stronger. So going into that heat, I knew it was kind of going to be grindy. The waves aren't really like that good, so we kind of just accept the grind and go head to head.
Mate, at Bells, we saw you kind of like looking a bit eggy. It just sort of wasn't clicking for you. And since then, you know, you've brought a new energy to your heats. And I felt like that was really obvious in that one. Like you were really up for it.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I feel like Bells was just coming into the year. It was kind of just like some head noise. And I felt like I over-confused myself a little bit rather than just simplifying. And even here, like some of these free surfs and going backhand out here, it's such a soft wave. So to create speed is kind of hard. And I felt like going into that heat, honestly, my confidence was like a little low in my backhand, so I had to like continue to like watch my thoughts and stay out there and just like kind of trust it and like believe in myself. But I definitely had like the little voice in my head coming in going like, your backhand's not good enough. So just like being aware of that and just noticing it and just honing into like confidence and trying to just stay in that little bubble of confidence.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you need some confidence in your backhand, just watch that clip you dropped last year from Cloudbreak, brother. Holy smokes. No issues there whatsoever. When you do get the section out here, like it really does allow you to tee off though if you get the right one.
Yeah, I mean, once it like if you can find the wave that hits that inside bank, it definitely is like really fun. And I guess I found like some of those on the inside. I got like a 5 and a 4, which is like not the best like heat score to end up with, but you know, we made the heat, so that's all that matters. And like sometimes you just got to get those grindy heats. And if Griffin makes his heat, we're in the same heat again, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Big Bro will be coming at you pretty hard, I'd say.
Yeah, it'll be a good one because I got him in the last one. And even in Snapper, we had the same setup. If we both made our heats, we would be against each other. We both lost, so now it could happen here, and it's just a fun opportunity to serve against each other. So
it is, mate. We'll be looking forward to it as well. Good on you, Cross. Well done.